Welcome back. You're watching Headlines now. Now, it's more bad news really for you and me. The RBI has hiked key interest rates by 2.5%. So get set to pay more for your car and home loans as banks will pass on the burden to the consumers. The central bank tackling high inflation, which is at a 13-month high. There have been 12 in the last 18 months. But there is a huge concern on the impact the rate hikes have on growth. Well, the Finance Minister, Pranab Mukherjee, had a ready explanation. Let's listen in.
Continues to be a matter of concern at above 9% over the last 12 months, with significant supply and demand side factors contributing to it. There are also signs of growth being affected by monetary tightening in the recent data on the real economy. Today's step is consistent with the RBI's monetary stance for the first half of 2011-12 and the overall concern on growth sustainability in the medium term. I am hopeful that measures taken would get us back to a more comfortable inflation situation earlier.
It's sad news from Hyderabad now. Former Indian cricket captain MD Azharuddin's son Ayazuddin has passed away. Ayaz has been in hospital since Sunday when he had a bike accident. He sustained critical injuries after a high-end sports bike he was riding skidded off the road on the outer ring road in Hyderabad.
The Namaz-e-Janaza will be held after Asr at Makkah Masjid, Charminar, 5:15. And he'll be buried at Barani Shah Sahib Dargah, Bande Shah Sahib Dargah near Barani Shah Sahib Dargah after the Namaz Santosh Nagar.
On to a quick sports update. You and I are certainly looking forward to the result of the last ODI, of course. But Rahul Dravid is going to walk really out in coloured clothing for one final time in Cardiff today. Speaking to NDTV, the Wall said he's happy to leave fans with some great memories as curtains will come down on his ODI career. Of course, with over 15 years that has spanned 343 matches and nearly 11,000 runs.
You know him as Mr. Dependable, the Wall, Jammy, but I'll give you a new name. In fact, this was given to you by Michael Holding. He called you a Buffalo Soldier because you were fighting when everyone else had fallen down. Do you mind this?
It's a new one. But from Mikey, I'll accept anything.
That's because he's a big Bob Marley fan, and that's exactly why he gave you that name. You know, for many of us, it's your last one day, and, you know, it's an emotional moment. But for you, you had played your last one day, I think, 2 years ago.
I had, so it's not, yeah, and I had. I mean, in my own mind, I probably had. But it's nice. It's nice to be given this opportunity to be able to finish off and sort of bring a closure to it in some ways. But yes, for me, this is not really any different, to be honest. I know it's not going to change my life a great deal. I mean, I'd been used to sort of not playing one-day cricket for the last 2 years, so it's not going to change my life in any big way.
Everyone knows you to be very disciplined on the field, but off the field also you're very, very disciplined and very careful with what happens around. Did you ever feel, the reason you didn't want to play one-day cricket, did you ever feel that you were probably taking a youngster's place? Is that something that came into your mind?
Obviously, in some ways. I mean, I think the team's moved on a bit, you know, in one-day cricket from my time. When I played in last, they've got some good young players. They've won a World Cup after that in the last 2 years. So it's been, you know, they've really moved on. I think there's some very good young, exciting young players coming through. So, you know, while I believe that the best team must play for India, irrespective of who you are and what your age is, you know, I think you are finding a group of youngsters coming through that are performing, you know, exceptionally well in one-day cricket.
Final question, what would you say to those fans who saw Rahul Dravid hit 3 sixes in a row and he's leaving the short format of the game?
I'm leaving them with some good memories.
Well, as much as it is a sad moment that we won't see him in coloured match clothing, however, he still does look great in white too. Having said that, we wrap this bulletin. Thanks so much for watching.